Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Frank Hovis. The first time I used a condom, it burst and all my shopping fell out. I was young and foolish. Anyway, here we all are at the Oranmore Theatre in Glasgow. What a friendly place. The moment I stepped through the door, I was offered a pornographic magazine. I thought, yes, later on, might come in handy. No, it's a rough venue. I don't mind, but it is a rough venue, ladies and gentlemen. First thing I noticed when I got myself a drink was the stools by the bar. I didn't step in one, but not everyone was so lucky. But I love Glasgow. I love Glasgow. I met my wife in Glasgow, and I was in this incredibly noisy bar, and I started chatting to the woman who would become my wife, ladies and gentlemen, and what she thought I said to her was, I'm the sort of man who likes a formal wedding. What I'd actually said was, in the back of my van, I've got some soiled bedding. Not the same thing at all, really. But we got married, and in fact I asked my wife the other day what she remembered most vividly about our time together, and she said the wedding, that moment up on the altar when I slipped my finger into your ring. Yeah, I remember that as well, actually. Brought a real lump to me throat, ladies and gentlemen. We've been together a long time now, long time. I know what makes her tick. It's my wristwatch, actually, that came off during a bout of heavy petting, you know. And she understands me, ladies. She'll say to me, Frank, do you want to do something dirty? Yeah, of course I want to do something dirty. And she says, good, you can get the Hoover out. How it gets in there, I don't know, baby. I don't know. Anyway, that's it from me, thanks. I hope I haven't offended anyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Frank Hovis. The other day I visited London, and I was out and about, and I'd had a drink. I won't say I was pagagetic, because that's quite a difficult word for me to say. But I was a bit wibbly-wobbly, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit wibbly, and I needed to visit the lavatory, and I just passed a hotel. I don't mean I just excreted a hotel. Although I did stay in one in Rill once that I think somebody had. So I popped into the hotel to use their lavatory, and at the end of the foyer I saw this door skied open, and a bloke came out, and I thought, oh, that'll be it, and I nipped in, found myself in this little square room with a panel of numbered buttons on the wall, nothing else. I thought, posh hotel in London, you know, it's going to be a state-of-the-art, high-tech lavatory, so I pressed the button with number 2 on it. Because that's why I was there, ladies and gentlemen. And the door slid shut, and a little bell went ding, and there was a sense of movement, which I thought was appropriate. No receptacle for anything, but I thought, well, you know, high-tech, maybe a Hoover or something. I'll just pop out the wall. I dropped my trousers. Sorry to go into such detail, but bodily function shouldn't be swept under the carpet, should they? Dropped my trousers, assumed the lavatory position, and the door slides open. I couldn't believe it, and there's this bloke standing there. He says to me, is it going up? I didn't know what to say. Well, I said, what's it got to do with you? Anyway, mercifully, the door slid shut then. Half a minute later, it slides open again. This time, several people actually came in. Nobody said anything, but the atmosphere, well, you could have cut it with a knife, Gary. In more ways than one. As a matter. And this just kept happening. It was an absolute bloody nightmare. Pardon my language, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I haven't offended anyone with that. And there was no toilet paper, which was the last straw, really. No, I was so cross, I stamped my foot, which was a mistake. I should have looked at it. Well, I was absolutely furious. And at the end, I stormed up to the reception desk to complain. But another bloke had just beaten me to it, and he was absolutely furious as well. Because, apparently, and you won't believe this, ladies and gentlemen, but apparently somebody had done a poo in the lift. So as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, London, you can keep it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Frank Hovis. My wife, likes a drink in the afternoon. And the other day I came home about 2:30 and found my wife lying face down, spread-eagled across the bed, completely naked. And I couldn't help thinking how much my wife's anus resembled the mouthpiece of a trumpet. Hey, by the way, I do hope I've not offended anyone here by saying anus. I mean, it's a word that doctors use, and actually not many people know this, but that particular body part is actually named after a man called Huge Anus, who did have a huge anus. So, I couldn't help thinking how much my wife's anus resembled the mouthpiece of a trumpet. And I thought, I wonder if I could get a note out of that. So I bent down. I'd had a drink. I bent down, applied my lips to my wife's sleeping anus, and blew. And I did get a note out of it. It was from the headmistress of the primary school across the road, asking if next time we did something like that, we wouldn't mind drawing the curtains first. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Frank Hovis. My ambition is to live forever. So far, so good. But just in case I don't succeed in my ambition, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I should make a will. And my first thought was, what about my wife? Who should I leave her to? No, I'm mucking about, guys. I'm mucking about. I mean, she is my wife, but obviously she doesn't belong to me, as any one of a number of local men will tell you. No, we've got what you call an open relationship, which she takes very seriously. She's open all hours and you get a free glass of wine on entry. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, it was visiting my old dad in hospital that made me think about making a will. They said he might go, and sure enough, he did. And while I was looking for a nurse to clear up the mess, he died. He was surrounded by his family, otherwise he might have got away, you know. And then I suddenly realised, ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't my family. And this wasn't my dad either. I got the wrong bed, ladies and gentlemen, which is understandable because I'd had a drink. In fact, I'd drunk so much that on the way there I'd been sick over a homeless person. The hot meal for him, I suppose. I mean, look on the bright side, ladies and gentlemen, eh? Anyway, back at the bedside in the hospital, I quickly withdrew my hand from the old gentleman's plums. He'd got a bowl of fruit next to the bed. And I turned to the family and I said, my thoughts are with you at this difficult time. And they said, actually, we'd rather they weren't, if you don't mind. So I left. I found my dad, and he was in because he was having terrible difficulty getting up the stairs at home. And after some investigation, they found out what the problem was. He lives in a bungalow. Anyway, he's back home now, but this brush with death, ladies and gentlemen, did make me think that I should do a will. And I want to leave my legs, ladies and gentlemen, to medical science. It'll be my legacy. Thank you very much. Good night. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Frank Hovis. I was in town the other day on my way to the Helping Hand massage parlour. I wanted to relax because I'd just been to see an adult film called Goldilocks and the Three Bare Bottoms, featuring that wonderful adult movie actress Tess Tickle, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I bumped into an old friend shopping for his wife, actually. He got a nice one, too, very reasonable. No, his previous wife had died, ladies and gentlemen. It was very, very sad. She fell into a vat of grease at work, and they did everything they could to save her, but she just slipped away. And he really missed her, so much so that I went with him to a seance, to try and get in touch with her. Grass upside-down alphabet cards, all that. Straight away, the grass went to the letter O. It wouldn't move from there. And I realised that what the spirit was saying was, ooh. Which is exactly what ghosts say, isn't it? So, I was very impressed. Second seance, not as good. The spirit did get through, but he just kept going on about making a claim for payment protection insurance, so it... But anyway, he's all right now, although when his wife died, he was very low, very, very low. It was grim. No, it was grim. What was it, ladies and gentlemen? It was grim. And when you're feeling like that, there's nothing better than the Shafton helmet. To take your mind off things, you know. It's the Old Miners Social Club. I've mentioned it before. But marriage is it's great. My wife and I, we're very happy. I mean, there are tensions. My wife has a very big sex drive. And every night there are cars parked all the way along it. But all the same, no, I love her, ladies and gentlemen. Although in some ways she is a little bit like the Grand Old Duke of York, you know what I'm saying? I think you get my drift. I had 10,000 men. Come on, kids. No, one time, I came home just as the window cleaner was driving away in his van, and I looked up my wife's window. It was absolutely filthy, ladies and gentlemen. He just opened them and left her curtains flapping. Thank you very much. Good night. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Frank Hovis. Charity fundraising. You've all heard of comic relief, and you've all heard of sport relief. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about a different one, hand relief. Hand relief, ladies and gentlemen. And the way it works is this. Every time you clap your hands, that is, you'll be raising £1 for tonight's chosen charity, Quim. That's Quim with a K, ladies and gentlemen. The campaign for women in men. They help people who are men but would prefer to be women. It's a good cause. And it's what they call politically correct. Because, as you know, I'm a big fan of political correctness. In fact, if there's any lovely lady in the audience here tonight who'd like an opportunity later on to talk to me about feminism, I'll be only too happy to give her one. Now, I expect you're thinking to yourselves, Frank, why are you involved in charity work? Well, I can tell you it's not because I'm after a knighthood, like some people I could mention. I won't name him, let's just call him David Beckenham. Although he did say he'd been taken out of context, and if that's true, that's very unpleasant. I do charity work, ladies and gentlemen, because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to touch other people's lives, and perhaps touch one or two other things as well while I'm at it. Who knows? And I work with a couple of other charities as well, the Royal Society for Cruelty to Animals. And I also work with Dignitas, who do a lot of good work helping builders to keep their trousers up. Because, you know, too many people these days say, I don't give a toss. Well, tonight you can give a toss. So what we want is the biggest crap they've ever had here at the Organ Moor. I want you to raise the roof with it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I wish the ladies and gentlemen at home could have seen what I've seen here tonight. Good night. I'm Frank Hovis. There was a headline in the local newspaper this week which said, "Number of men visiting prostitutes blown out of all proportion." I was shocked, ladies and gentlemen, and it takes quite a bit to shock me. I mean, I do live halfway up St. John's Passage, you know, where you do see some very unpleasant things. But the whole area is quite rough. I mean, round our way, sex change is the money you get back from a prostitute if you pay her with a £10 note, you know. But I grew up round there. You know, it's where I met my wife. You know, one evening I just popped into the old Shafton helmet. The Miners' Social Club. And there she was, on stage, completely naked but covered in lobsters and shrimps, things like that. It was pornography, there's no other... Pornography, ladies and gentlemen. But something clicked. I think I must have strained my neck trying to get a better view. But anyway, I asked her out to dinner. Initially, she said no, but I took her in the end. I don't mean that in a dirty way. And we've been together ever since. No children, but we do have a dog. My wife fancied a German Shepherd, but I said, no, let's get a dog. And we did actually get a retired police dog. He was in a little bit of a mood when we got him, because he'd been working on a lead, and then they took him off the case, you know. I'm the one who usually takes him for a walk. You know, sometimes my wife comes along, and you know what it's like. They do love rolling in dog muck. And I've asked my wife not to do it, but... and I think it embarrasses the dog, apart from anything else, you know. And he goes everywhere with us, but like most dogs, he does enjoy smelling people in embarrassing places. We popped into an old church the other day just to get out of the rain, you know, and I turned around and there he was sniffing my wife in the lady chapel. What can you do? Just before I go, there was another shocking story in the local paper about a sexual assault on a bus. I mean, who in their right mind would... Who in their right mind would sexually assault a bus? And, well, I mean, what did he do? Something disgusting with the exhaust pipe? I mean, how could anyone stoop so low, ladies and gentlemen? We'll leave it there, I think. Good night, everyone. Good night.